If you've been reading the tech headlines, you might think Google is completely shutting the door on Android sideloading, but the truth is much quieter, and it's probably already running on your phone. For years, installing an app outside the Play Store took exactly 2 taps. You found an APK, you hit download, and you were in. That instant, anonymous freedom practically defined Android's open identity. But that exact lack of friction became a weapon. Scammers realized they didn't need to break into your phone with complex code. They just needed to talk a confused victim into tapping install on a malicious APK right on the spot. Google found itself in a trap. Banning sideloading outright would destroy the core philosophy of the operating system, but leaving it alone meant letting these boiler room social engineering scams scale unchecked. Instead, they built a gatekeeper. Right now, a dormant background service called the Android Developer Verifier is quietly rolling out to devices running Android 8 or newer, sliding in through Google's system updates to sit between your browser and your device. Google is deploying a strategy of intentional friction, slowing down the installation process just enough to filter out bad actors. The new baseline for this system is identity. If a developer hands Google a legal name, address, and ID to register themselves, users can sideload their apps just as easily as before. Zero friction. This means you can still download software directly from a website or an alternative app store. Google is enforcing developer accountability here, rather than demanding Play Store exclusivity. The friction kicks in when an anonymous developer tries to distribute an app. Starting in August 2026, users who want to install those unverified apps will be pushed into a new path, the advanced flow. This is a deliberate, multi-step obstacle course. You navigate into your settings, turn on developer mode, physically restart your device, and wait a mandatory 24 hours before the app will finally install. This visualization shows why the wait exists. Up top, a high-pressure scammer tries to panic a victim immediately. On the bottom, an unyielding 24-hour progress bar. Scammers thrive on urgency. They physically cannot keep a victim in sustained panic for a full day. The Android interface now functions as an active psychological defense, breaking the scammer's rhythm by refusing to be rushed. Power users do still have an unrestricted escape hatch. The Android Debug Bridge, or ADB, bypasses all of this and installs anything immediately. ADB is exempt because requiring a physical PC connection and command line knowledge introduces a highly technical type of friction. You can't easily coach a panicked, non-technical victim through a command prompt over the phone. The rollout for all of this moves quickly. The new tools and the advanced flow officially launch for everyone in August 2026. Then, on September 30th, 2026, strict enforcement begins. Brazil, Indonesia, Singapore, and Thailand will be the first countries to see anonymous installations blocked entirely without running that advanced flow. Following a feedback period in those regions, the verification requirement expands globally to all certified Android devices in 2027. If you live in those 4 pilot regions, this timeline is immediate. For the rest of the world, the engine quietly idles in the background until next year. The dividing line is clear. The era of the anonymous instant APK installation is effectively dead on mainstream Android devices. But an engine filtering out bad actors creates unintended casualties. The biggest question mark surrounds F-Droid, the long-running open-source app store. F-Droid operates on a different philosophy. Many contributors withhold their real names by design to protect privacy, violating Google's mandate for verified IDs. Because of this, F-Droid warns these requirements pose an existential threat to their entire model. There is one absolute opt-out from this system. Custom ROMs like Lineage OS strip out the specific Google components responsible for the verification, leaving those devices completely unaffected by the new rules. So, what are your marching orders? If you don't sideload, do nothing. If you occasionally grab an APK, run the one-time advanced flow setup when it drops in August to keep your options open. For power users and global viewers, take 15 minutes to learn the basics of ADB now. And regardless of verification, only download apps from official developer channels to avoid the malware that thrives on random mirror sites. Android's open ecosystem is entering a period of heavy gentrification. By trading absolute anonymity for verified accountability, the platform forces a new generation of tinkerers to master the tools of the friction engine.